Yo, what's going on, guys? And today, of course, we're going to be talking about a little bit of some news that I heard out here while I'm in Las Vegas. I'm in my hotel room against the wall on the couch, not a casting couch. But either way, the Clippers are going to be signing Bradley Beal. Ironically, I have this on very good sourcing. Like, I don't even have to source a tweet. This is like someone told me directly, we could say, with the team. Now, let's get right into today's video. Let's talk about it. I want to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think about the Clippers signing Bradley Beal to a deal? Obviously, I don't know the terms or anything. I know that he's signing there and that he wants to sign there. They're really just waiting for the Bartelstein to agency, aka also his son is the team governor of the Phoenix Suns. I know Ishbia is the owner, but they're finalizing that whole buyout and everything. He will sign with the Clippers. It seems I didn't ask because I wasn't like in a position to ask either way about Chris Paul. So I don't know if Chris Paul, but it's been reported that Chris Paul is there. So we'll touch on Chris Paul, but this is mainly Bradley Beal will be signing with the Los Angeles Clippers. I actually really like this. It works out perfect. He's the perfect Bradley Beal is the perfect Norman Powell guy replacement in terms of how much they're going to have to pay. It's almost a lateral move. Some might say Norman Powell at this point in his career and Bradley Beal's career is the better player, but it's not too crazy to say that they're in the same realm of value. And Bradley Beal at this point, fringe all-star at his best. Norman Powell this year was a fringe all-star, played at an all-star level at points, obviously was better than Bradley Beal, but Beal this year, I think people don't realize he still was like an effective player. Like when he does play, true shooting of almost 60%. Guy who averaged 17-4 and 3.5 rebounds in 53 games. Shot almost 50% from the field, 38%, almost 39% from three. So like this is not someone who's bad. He's someone who actually has some value, and it just didn't work in Phoenix. That's the whole thing. And it was an atrocious contract that it didn't help his value. It wasn't like he was able to do what Zach LaVine did, which Zach LaVine, if you guys don't remember, had a terrible contract. But because Zach LaVine basically proved that he could be an all-star and fringe all-NBA player, that contract is now normal. And nobody talks about how bad value that contract was. But with Beal, I think people were just so caught up, oh, this is a terrible deal. Like, we'll never be able to move off of this. And now that they are able to, and even not just get off of it, but able to duck over the aprons is even bigger. So kudos to them for that one. Now, if we go ahead and talk about just the team, and currently the team, I think they've done a really good job here. I love the John Collins acquisition, gives them a switch big, could also potentially be a starting power forward. Brook Lopez is a perfect backup big man for Zubac. Gives you like a 3-and-D kind of big man to back him up, who's older, but then John Collins can also be a big man that even break the glass, or if he's, not as raw as some people think, Yannick Niederhauser is going to be available. I love Kobe Sanders. I know he's on a two-way, but that's going to be a really good addition for them right there. I think he's somebody that is huge. You throw in Bradley Beal here, as you guys see that Norman Powell, Drew Eubanks are the two guys that are out. I know they just cut Seth Lundy. It doesn't seem like Ben Simmons or because I also know that they, like Ben Simmons or Patty Mills, doesn't really seem they're going to be coming back. I could be wrong, but Jordan Miller, I hope they bring back. And I don't know about Amir Coffey. Let me know your thoughts on that. But they do have Pat Baldwin on a two-way. And Bogdan Bogdanovic, we know he's a trade chip that they would eventually want. And the way I would see this is Bradley Beal's the starting shooting guard. No offense to Chris Dunn. I think he's better utilized off the bench. And you would then have James Harden, Bradley Beal, Kawhi Leonard, either Derek Jones or John Collins at the power forward position. Probably John Collins because you're paying $30 million. And Zubac. And I know it's not $30 million, it's 26.5, but you get what I'm saying. And then Zubac. And then your second unit would be Brook Lopez, Derek Jones, Nick Batum, Chris Dunn, and Bogdan Bogdanovic. And this is where I think they're going to probably re-sign like one or two guys, because once you move everything down, obviously Cam Christie, Niederhauser, Kobe Brown, that's guys, I guess you would say 11, 12, and 13. So they have two more roster spots, which for me, we see that they filled up their two ways with Baldwin, Trent Flowers, and Kobe Sanders. So what would be the natural assumption is there's two guys who are going to probably come back. And the way I look at it, okay, they kind of have their power forward in Kobe Brown. They already have their backup center in Niederhauser. Cam Christie is a shooting guard or a wing. And you see Amir Coffey and Ben Simmons and Patty Mills. So I could see maybe Ben Simmons being brought back. But the thing is, we saw right there is that they only have available currently to them, if they were looking at, like, if you're looking at what they're able to spend, it's not that much. They do technically have 2 trade exceptions, but that's not like what you would use in this situation. They only have $5,354,000 left in their non-taxpayer mid-level exception. So if they give that all to Bradley Beal, that obviously means Ben Simmons would have to be a minimum. And Ben Simmons is reportedly seeking more than a minimum, which I would hate to break his bubble. Doesn't seem like that's going to be happening. Now, what do you guys think? I think, first off, if you made it this far in the video, what do you guys think of the microphone? I really want to start using my XLR mic a bit more, even though I know I have like my Rode, and I really like my Rode. That's when I'm at home and stuff, but traveling and flexibility in terms of how portable something is. This microphone, this little tiny Bob Barker mic, is incredibly portable, and I probably should put a pop filter because I can even hear my. You guys probably just hated that, but yeah, I want to just wrap this up. What would you be getting with Bradley Beal? And this was a team that was terrible at 3-point shooting, and their offense was stagnant at a time where really top defense, 3-point shooting, becoming more efficient at it, getting shots up, having another potential third best shooter scorer on this team next to a James Harden and a Kawhi Leonard would be amazing. I think that's the biggest thing you want. So that, to me, right here, I also feel like I do need to talk into this mic directly because it's like not, it's like a one that you want to like basically be speaking into like this. So to me, that's the biggest thing right here is this is a team that was one of the worst 3-point shooting teams. Their offense was stagnate, and they would definitely benefit from bringing in Bradley Beal, as I think this is a team that needed to raise their offense. And the only person who was going to be available at this point, it seems, and John Collins helped raise that ceiling, by the way. I think John Collins did contribute to that, but is Bradley Beal. And I mean, if they get Chris Paul, holy crap, this team's amazing. And I think part of the reason why Ben Simmons, Amir Coffey, and Patty Mills, who all are, could be, 2 of the 3 of those guys could all come back. I think part of the reason they haven't been brought back is they're waiting for this Chris Paul, Bradley Beal stuff to happen. So that's the whole thing. I want to hear your thoughts.